What are the pros and cons of living in Springfield, Missouri? As someone who has lived here my whole life, I know exactly what you need to know about this area. You should always look at the benefits as well as the downfalls before moving to any area. So, let's get straight to it. What's up guys, my name is Jesse Weiser and I'm a realtor from Springfield, Missouri, and here are the pros and cons of living in our city. So the first con we are going to talk about today is what every Midwestern talks about, the weather. Honestly, this can be classified as a pro for a few different reasons, just depending on your preferences, but sometimes in a single day we get snow, rain, sunshine, sleet. We got all of it in one day. Seriously. 7 different types, all in one day we have seen. For those who come from a place where the weather is consistent, the constant change can be surprising. And because of this reason, the area is prone to tornadoes, severe thunderstorms, and icy roads during the wintertime. You would have to learn to drive in these conditions and always bring a jacket with you everywhere you go. On the other side, some consider this a pro, because we get to experience all 4 seasons. We get both the snow in the winter and the hot sunshine in the summer. The springtime may have rain, but there are so many days where the temperature is perfect. Fall time here is absolutely beautiful. This variety is actually what a lot of people love about where we live. Being in the center of the US, we also avoid a lot of disasters like tsunamis, hurricanes, and forest fires. And for me, I would take a few storms over that any time. I would say the hardest thing about living in Springfield is crime rate. If you want to live in this city, then taking safety precautions should be a priority to you. It's estimated that Springfield has more than 138% more crime to cities of a similar size. While there is violent crime, a good portion of that really leans into non-violent crime, where no bodily harm takes place. Keep in mind that you need to know which areas to move in Springfield to keep your family safe. And if you are looking for a great area to move, be sure to click above to find some great neighborhood options for you to move to. If you're from a big city, practicing safety won't be new to you, but if you come from a small town, make sure to keep your doors locked. We aren't on the farm anymore, folks. One nice thing about Springfield is its great economy. It is known as the economic hub of the area. In the last 10 years, the gross metro product has grown about 23%. Most of the employment is through companies such as Mercy Hospital Springfield, CoxHealth, O'Reilly Auto Parts, Bass Pro Shops, BKD, Prime, Missouri State University, and SRC Holdings. The unemployment rate is lower here, with Springfield having 2.8% to the national average of 3.9%. There are always plenty of employment opportunities to anyone new to the area. For those of you from a big city, one major difference is that Springfield is not pedestrian friendly. Travel in Springfield should be done through driving. Some amenities are within walking distance, but there are still a few places that you will have to travel by car. You can get around town by using the bus, and there are taxis, but they aren't used very often. So another thing to keep in mind is that not all the roads in Springfield have sidewalks to bike or walk along, so it's important to find the right area to live in. In general, when driving in Springfield, you will find a few crazy drivers speeding through the lanes. Make sure to stay far away from them. They're crazy. One great pro to living here is the low cost of living in Springfield. It is 18% lower than the national average, which makes it not only lower for the nation, but also for the state of Missouri. This is because of the low cost of housing in Springfield, which is 41% lower than the national average. So the price for homes are at a great price. I've known many people that are shocked to find what an amazing house they can afford when coming from a bigger city. Along with the vast variety of the kinds of houses you can choose from, makes this a great city to get started in. There's a lot more bang for your buck when buying a house in Springfield is what I'm trying to say. This may come surely as a huge surprise, but being in the middle of the US, there are no oceans, mountains, or deserts. I know, what a shocker there. But the terrain in Springfield can feel pretty limiting. Missouri is a state full of plains with rolling hills here and there, interlaced with rivers and cities. Many people wouldn't like that. They are too far from these major landmarks and find this area kind of boring sometimes. However, we do have the Ozark Mountains. not too far south. And while it's not as big as the ones in Colorado, they are surely beautiful in their own way. But you will miss out on some of those walks on the beach. Springfield is known as a college city. There is Missouri State University, Drury, Evangel, Ozark Technical Institute, Bryan University, Baptist College, and CoxHealth. This is just in Springfield, and we are a city of 168,000 people. So there are a lot of younger people that live in these areas. Keeps us young and hip. Many activities of the downtown areas put on events that are wallet friendly. It also brings diversity to the town of Springfield. A lot of people that come to Springfield for college end up staying as well, probably because of the opportunities for jobs and affordable housing. Many of these colleges have close-knit groups and put on a lot of events that help build the community here. It's helped to make Springfield what it is today. One surprising con that you wouldn't expect is allergies. What? Yes, it may be one that you don't think of, but allergies are a huge problem for Missourians. Even for those who haven't had any problems with them before, can all of a sudden start to show symptoms. This very humid state has a lot of different pollens, with a mass variety of trees here in the Ozarks. Make sure you take your medicine if you find that you are congested. It may not be that cold you think it is, it's just that the air is thick with pollen. Our last pro is the variety of things you can do in the Ozarks. As a Midwestern myself, you won't be surprised, but food is the top priority. Besides Chinese and Mexican, there's also Lebanese, Indian, Irish, Italian, barbecue, Dutch, Peruvian, French, English, Taiwanese, Greek, alongside our good Midwestern home cooking. If you are looking for any places to eat, click the link above to see some of the best places here in Springfield that you can find. Some of the favorite Springfield dishes are obviously cashew chicken and pineapple whip. Beyond food, there are a lot of craft breweries, wineries, and micro distilleries if you love to see how these are made. We also have Bass Pro, hello, that sits inside of Springfield as if it's a whole nother world. If you haven't visited this, you should. We have aquariums, parks, museums, caves. We are close to the Ozark lakes and rivers. Branson isn't actually too far, meaning Silver City isn't too far away, but there's also places to hike, golf, fish, swim, boat, all that stuff. The Ozarks is known for the outdoors, so there's so many outdoors activities. Alright guys, if you are wanting to know more about the area, make sure you check out this playlist right here. If you want to learn more about moving here, click below. Let me know in the comments if there are any pros and cons that we have missed that you know.